What it is, you guys, it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that was rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before our face too bleak. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, coming through, it just hit exactly 12 a.m. October the 11th, 2025. Girl, I'm getting off of work. I am tired, girl. I did get that part 2 of 1250 podcast, Project Reach the World, our latest project, Reach the World. I did part 2 where I was drawing 1250 podcast while reviewing his video on a wrongful conviction story that just came out not too long ago of Maurice Hastings, a man that spent 38 years. 38. That's a lot of time. I'm not much older than 38. I'm 44. So he spent majority of my life, my lifespan in prison for something he did not commit, a crime he did not commit. So, I hate that these stories are getting like almost normal to me. Can't stand that. This should never be our normal. But this is our normal. This world. If heaven was hell and vice versa, if I told you go to heaven, would you say I cursed you? It's flipped backwards. It really is. It's like a bad, never-ending game of opposite day. I don't know. Every time I talk to somebody about opposite day, they say they never played it, so they don't know what it is. Even SpongeBob played opposite day, where you would be like, oh, you look so cute today, girl. And then you'll say opposite day. It means you look so ugly today. Or, oh, you wearing that in opposite day. That means, no, you're not. You going to bed. But I mean, everything seems to be the direct opposite. And almost if you want to find the truth of something, it's almost like look at the opposite direction they pointed in. They pointed you that way. Look that way. Because that's probably the right way to go. Allegedly. But yeah, it's aggravating that this is our system. You see how I just got off of work? They deduct out my check, my tax dollars, right? And my tax dollars go to stuff like this, allegedly. And I can't stand it. I literally pay to keep my husband wrongfully incarcerated. Isn't that crazy? Like, I would rather education, because those are the opposites of prison. Of crime. People think the opposite of crime is prison. Lock them up. Just lock them up and throw away the key. Whether they're innocent or guilty, lock them up so that y'all could be safe. But true safety, allegedly, is not going to come from that. True safety is going to come when they say, educate them. Educate them. Give them skills. Give them opportunities. Give them resources. That's going to bring your crime, allegedly, going to bring your crime down. But that would be bad for them, because guess what? It's been monetized. Sorry to tell you. It's monetized. And anything whew, it gets tainted by the green. Anything that becomes monetized most times completely changes the whole molecular structure of that thing. But you ain't gotta listen to me. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. But it irritates my soul. I cannot stand that this is, I don't know. But it's becoming normal. But okay, now let's look at the flip side though. What I do like is that so many of these stories are coming out. I love that. Because you got to understand, I didn't hear about wrongful convictions as I was growing up, right? Who heard about a wrongful conviction? The most I heard, I remember growing up, legal stories I remember was Rodney King. I definitely remember that. They had that on Different World and stuff like that. Then I remember the case of OJ. And I really didn't even understand that. It just, I think I was in middle school, and the verdict must have came out while we were in school, and everybody was talking about, oh, he was found innocent. And I really didn't even understand. I didn't even know who O.J. Simpson was. I did not understand the hype behind that. So there was nothing heard of innocent people being in prison. So I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So that was definitely unheard of, right? So think about when I turned 20 in 2001, right? My whole growing up, I never heard of a wrongful incarceration. All I heard was you're innocent till proven guilty, just like you probably heard. All I heard was you get a jury before your peers, right? And going back to that OJ, if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Those are the things we remember because those instill this justice system to us, right? So 20 years old, I believe in this justice system. All my 20 years, y'all have been telling me how just and fair it is. We live, allegedly, in the home of the free. I got a rap for that one. Frustrations building up. Man, it feels like I'm about to explode. This world is going to hell in a designer bag, and I don't think that you care nor know. Hey, did you know that homelessness on the rise? While the government steady selling us lies, their answer to hunger is to feed them all more lies, and then they wonder why we still empty inside. Now, when I wrote this was a little bit after 911, when troops were still out and people were begging for their families to come home and stuff like that. So this is the time frame that I wrote this in. These are my opinions, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. Hey, did you know our troops still fighting in the war? And heck, I still don't know what they fighting for. They family miss them. Can you please just send them home? If there's your family, then I bet you will send them home. I should have known this was the land of the free. That's an oxymoron, cause ain't been free to me. Shoot, freedom ain't never ever been free, and neither has justice and equality. I don't think you hear me, so I'ma have to scream it louder. My voice is not registering, so I'ma have to scream it louder. Here's your girl Cadillac. But I believed in this illusion, y'all. That's why it's okay. I understand why y'all get so angry when I tell you the truth. I get it. I understand. because it's ruining everything that you knew thus far. You knew, and it's a scary thing when you realize that it's not really just, because that means it could be you. That takes away, because you feel like, hold on, I don't even commit crimes. There's no way I could ever end up in prison. Like, I don't even need to bother myself with what's happening there. I'm never going to jail. I'm never going to be arrested. Like, I don't do anything wrong. And you'll be the deer in the headlights that is caught. And you will get the same justice that you extended to me and my family. So, girl, but I do get it. I understand. It's hard to believe. It really is. And it's almost like you have to, like I said, when they ripped Jason's mask off, you seen that creepy, crawly stuff that was behind there. That's what y'all got to see. You got to see it for yourself. You ain't going to believe me. You're not going to believe me. But I hope you never get to see that side of it. But yeah, it's frustrating hearing so many people that lost so many decades of their lives. But it's also refreshing, because the whole point was, I didn't hear no wrongful convictions coming out in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. You didn't hear of this. That's why most people rejected my message, because there's no way. Like, girl, you stupid, basically. Go ahead on. You can't find nobody free, like, for real. And I think the first case when I started seeing the illusion crumble around this system was in 2010, when Trayvon Martin's case broke. That case just set off a lot, and it started shattering, like chipping away at this fortified illusion that people hard down they'll put their life on that. But that case there, and then you started hearing more and more cases of horrible injustices. Like, where is this coming from? They don't do that. They keep us safe. But what always would puzzle me, like, once I realized how it worked and stuff, I didn't understand why my own people didn't seem to get outraged and start marching when people were wrongfully incarcerated, because that's the vision that I had when I started Project Reach the World in 2005. I thought the only thing I had to do was get this story to the forefront. Now remember, I'm thinking it's a totally just environment. So it's going to be easy to get justice in a just environment, like, for real. And the injustice that we got was a mistake, but they will fix their mistake once I bring it to their attention. I was so naive. But I thought once that story broke, people would gather with me, rally with me. We'll get marching, because that's what we would do. We would march. People would march with me, and once you get attention and a movement going, you get the ear of the right people. I thought people like Al Sharpton. Now I kind of know the truth behind some of these people now. And I did get Marcello Jackson's wrongful conviction case directly in Al Sharpton's hand. and all the prominent people I thought that surely would help me in this situation, I got it directly in their hands. And crickets. Or like they say, cicadas. Those ain't crickets you hear, girl. Those are cicadas. But I heard cicadas. No help, no assistant, no marching. But I really couldn't understand why we march once. We would march once. The same players in the wrongful convictions, those same people that allegedly caused the wrongful convictions, purposeful wrongful convictions, because they're not mistakes, allegedly, my opinion. Those same people are the same people that wrongfully delete us. So I'm like, people are outraged when they delete us, but they have no feeling and also do not believe themselves that they're wrongfully incarcerating us as well. So I'm like, hold on, you believe the fullest extent to what they do, but you don't believe the stuff that they do before that? Like, it doesn't make sense. And it's an escalation thing. So they probably started off with wrongfully incarcerating, and they worked their way up. Hey, they don't care. They don't bat no eyes when we put their people away wrongfully, allegedly. They don't even fight for them. They just leave them. They lead them to fight on their own. So if we wrongfully delete them, these folks ain't gonna do too much, because they don't do nothing when we violate them at that stage, allegedly. But I could never understand that. But that was the vision I had. So my dream of freeing Marcello from his wrongful conviction was conducive in that illusion of justice that I had. But now that I know the truth, and I know this is a horrible game of opposite day, it makes it harder to believe that that day of justice will come. The only thing, and y'all don't understand, rather than to keep fighting this, do you know how hard it is to keep fighting this? It's been 2.5 almost decades. Every day that I wake up, every night I'm going to sleep, I'm thinking, oh, tomorrow I might meet the one person that can help me. Oh, that story might break tomorrow and he might come home tomorrow. And you don't know how I've been trying to snuff those feelings out and just say, heck with it. It ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. Not in the system the way it is. But, and I even pray for God to, if he's not gonna be released, can you just take him out my heart? Have you ever prayed that God will allow you to stop loving somebody? That God would just take them, because you know you can't do it on your own. You cannot let go of this person on your own. I prayed that. And it just, this, it's like maybe it has tied itself up and it's a part of me now. Like, that's why y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. But there is somebody that understand. I'm sorry. I'm talking as though nobody else, this has not hit nobody else's home. This has hit some other people's home. My message is not getting in front of them. It's like I'm cold calling. You know, when you're telemarketing and you're calling for a certain target audience, and I'm just not calling, I'm cold calling, and I keep getting the hang up. The hang up. Stop calling my darn house. Don't call no more. I'm eating dinner. Don't call this house no more. That's what I'm getting, that cold call answer. But one day I'm gonna get that right answer. I'm gonna get that right answer. I'm gonna call that right cell phone, because we don't call the homes no more. They call your cell phone all goddamn day. Scam likely, scam likely, scam likely. Like, girl. But yeah, it does feel like you're cold calling. But for all those people whose stories did break, they reached. Just like Project Reach the World is about finding that one person. That one has the heart and two has the resources to help me break this story. They reached that one right person. And most of them, it took them decades to get to that one person. So looking at some of these wrongful convictions, this one, Maurice Hastings, 38 years. That's a lot more than 23 that my husband has done wrongfully. So he's done almost double what my husband did wrongfully before he was released. And honestly, Marcello's wrongful conviction sentence is 40 years. 40 years. With gain time, it ends up being about 36 years. So Maurice Hastings still did more time than Marcello will do wrongfully. Even though one day is way too much when you ain't did nothing to be there. Even just being arrested, even if they just wrongfully arrested you and let you go immediately, that's way too much. But when they start taking years and decades and things that they cannot repair this damage, you can't even attempt to repair this damage you caused. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead, get home. I know I should have. It's so many stories. So lately, I just get on here and talk until my storage goes full on my phone. So I know there's a couple of stories I was supposed to continue, I was supposed to finish, and it's kind of seeming like I'm all over the place right now, which is true. I'm just recording all the feelings. It's almost like a video diary almost. Like, this is therapeutic to me too. Like, especially when you don't have a lot of viewers and you're doing the content you feel led to do and not really doing what you feel like you have to do for your viewers. This is literally me, and this is me just sharing with you my life. Like, it feels more authentic, you know, and it is therapeutic. It really is. And then it's also a way that I can go back and I can reflect back and see exactly where I was in that moment. And I could see where God got me over and got me through. All right, guys. I'm going to talk to you later. It's your girl, Cadillac.